She was still a global icon, but behind the scenes, everything was unraveling. Marilyn Monroe was running out of strength and time by the early 1960s. Marilyn Monroe remained one of the most recognizable figures in the world. Her image was everywhere, a symbol of glamour and success, yet her career, and more importantly, her health were under immense, almost unbearable strain. Film productions, once the stage for her triumphs, became battlegrounds of difficulty. Chronic exhaustion, crippling anxiety, and a host of health complications began to seriously affect her ability to work. Imagine the pressure, long, grueling hours on set, the relentless expectations of directors and producers, and the cumulative weight of years of emotional pressure. All of it had taken a significant toll. Hollywood's patience, which was never abundant to begin with, grew thin. Studios started to label her as difficult, unreliable, even unprofessional. But these labels were dangerously simplistic. They often ignored the deeper, more complex causes behind her struggles. The very system that had built her up, that had packaged and sold her image to the world, now placed her under constant, unforgiving scrutiny. It was a classic case of an industry creating a star and then punishing them for the very human cost of that stardom. As the pressure mounted, Marilyn faced increasing isolation. Her circle of trusted friends grew smaller and smaller. In a world where every conversation could be leaked and every secret sold, trust was a fragile, precious commodity. Privacy was a luxury she simply didn't have. It was nearly impossible for her to find a quiet space, a moment of peace away from the public eye. She sought medical help, attempting to manage severe insomnia and the emotional distress that plagued her daily life. This was a quiet admission, a silent cry for help, acknowledging that the weight of her fame and her personal demons had become too heavy to carry. Alone, in today's world, we talk more openly about mental health, but in the early 1960s, seeking help was often seen as a sign of weakness, especially for a public figure like Marilyn. Her attempts to find stability were often misinterpreted or sensationalized by the press, adding another layer of difficulty to her already complicated life. Despite everything, Marilyn did not give up. It's crucial to remember her resilience. She continued working, pouring her energy into her final film projects, driven by a determination to reclaim control over her life and her career. She wanted to be seen not just as a star, but as a serious actress, a craftswoman. Those close to her during this period noticed moments of incredible clarity, of genuine hope, and a renewed sense of ambition. She had plans, ideas, and a vision for her future that went far beyond the bombshell persona. She was fighting, with every ounce of strength she had left, to redefine herself on her own terms. But the pressure never stopped. It was a constant, suffocating force. Every absence from a film set made headlines. Every production delay became a matter of public judgment. Every private struggle, every visit to a doctor became fodder for speculation and gossip. The world consumed her pain as entertainment. Behind the dazzling fame, behind the iconic smile, was a woman battling profound exhaustion in silence. She was desperately trying to meet expectations that never softened, standards that were impossibly high. The world wanted Marilyn Monroe the icon, but it offered little support for Norma Jeane the person. It's a common misconception to see this period as Marilyn simply fading from relevance. That wasn't it at all. She was as relevant as ever. The truth is far more tragic. She was collapsing under the weight of being endlessly visible, yet rarely seen, and almost never protected. Her decline was not a personal failure. It was the inevitable result of sustained, crushing pressure without an adequate support system. Fame didn't just highlight her pain. It magnified it, amplified it. While the machinery of Hollywood refused to slow down or show compassion, she was trapped in a gilded cage, and the walls were closing in. The very thing that made her a legend was also what was breaking her apart. The signs were there. The warnings were clear. In our final episode, we'll explore the legacy she left behind, the unanswered questions that still surround her final days, and how the world remembers Marilyn Monroe. Join us for the conclusion of her story. Thank you for watching.